Saint Namadev was playing with God, that God, particular God, like in Tiruvannamalai, the God is called Arunachaleshwara. In everywhere the God's name may differ, but what they refer to is the same God. So here in Maharashtra, the God's name was Vittal or Vitoba, the same God Vittal or God Vitoba. Namadev used to go and play in the temple. He will animate and then come and play with him, talk to him. That's what he says. Vitoba, that is the Lord, found Namadev had not yet realized the supreme truth and wanted to teach him. When another Saint Jnaneshwar and Saint Namadev returned from their pilgrimage, another saint, just a pot maker, uneducated pot maker. He was Saint Gorakumbar. He wanted to give feast to all these saints. So Gorakumbar invited them for food in their lunch in his small cottage. Gora gave a feast to all the saints in his place, and among them were Saint Jnaneshwar and Saint Namadev. At the feast, before eating, Saint Jnaneshwar, in collusion with Gora, the saint, told Gora publicly, "Oh Gora, you are a potter, daily engaged in making pots and testing them to see which are properly baked and which are not. These pots before you," including himself, "these pots before you are the pots of God. Say which of these are sound, mature and baked and which are not." Thereupon Saint Gora said, "Yes, Swami, I will do it." Yes. I love that yes. "Yes, Swami, I shall do so." And took up the stick with which he used to tap his pots to test their soundness, and holding it aloft in his hand, he went to each of his guests and tapped each on the head as he usually did to his pots. Each guest humbly submitted to such tapping. But when Gora approached Namadev, because he is very proud that he talks and plays with God, when Gora approached Namadev, the latter indignantly called out, "You potter? What do you mean by coming to tap me with that stick and doubting me?" Gora thereupon told Jnaneshwar, "Swami, all the other pots have been properly baked, but this one, this Namadev alone, is not yet properly baked." All the assembled saints burst into laughter. Namadev felt greatly humiliated and ran up to the temple to his god Vittal, with whom he was on the most intimate terms, playing with him, eating with him, sleeping with him, and so on. Namadev complained of this humiliation which had happened to him, the closest friend and companion of the Lord. Vittal, God, who of course knew all this, pretended to sympathize with him and asked for all the details of the happenings at Gora's house, and after hearing everything said, "Why should you not have kept quiet and submitted to the tapping as all the others did? That's why all this trouble has come." Thereupon Namadev cried all the more and said, "You also want to join the others and humiliate me? Why should I have submitted like the others? Am I not your closest friend, Lord? Your child, my Lord?" "Lord," Vittal said, "you have not yet properly understood the truth, my friend, and you won't understand if I tell you. but go to the saint who is in a ruined temple in the next forest. He will be able to give you enlightenment. Namadev accordingly went there and found an old unassuming man sleeping in a corner of the temple with his feet on a Shivalinga. For Hindus, the holiest symbol is Shivalinga. This old man is keeping his feet on the Shivalinga. Namadev could hardly believe this was the man from whom he, the companion of God Vittal, was going to gain enlightenment. However, as there was none else there, Namadev went near the man and clapped his hands. The old man woke up with a start and seeing Namadev said, "Oh, you are Namadev whom Vittal has sent here. Come." Namadev was dumbfounded and began to think, this must be a great man. Still he thought it was revolting that any man, however great, should be resting his feet on a lingam. He asked the old man, "You seems to be a great personage, but is it proper for you to have your feet on a lingam?" The old man replied, "Oh, are my feet on a lingam? Where is it? Please remove my feet elsewhere." Namadev removed the feet and put them in various places. Wherever they were put, there was a Shivalinga. Finally, he took the feet on his lap, because everywhere, every inch here, Shivalinga, as he put the feet, then he knew, later on Bhagavan explained, see the brain, he knew there is no Shivalingam here. So he took the feet on his lap. Finally, he took them on his lap and he himself became a Shivalingam. Then he realized the truth and the old gentleman said, "Now you can go back." Bhagavan added the following. After narrating, all these were narrated by Bhagavan. Then Bhagavan added, "It is to be noted that only when he surrendered himself and touched the feet of his Guru, enlightenment came. After this final enlightenment, Saint Namadev returned to his house and for some days did not go to Vittal at the temple, though it had been his habit not only to visit Lord Vittal every day, but to spend most of his time with Vittal at the temple. So after a few days, God Vittal in form went to Namadev's house and like a guileless soul inquired how it was that Namadev has forgotten him, his closest friend, and never visited him. Namadev replied, "Lord, no more of your fooling me. I know now where is the place where you are not. To be with you, should I go to the temple? Do I exist apart from you?" Then Vittal said, "So you now understand the truth. That's why you had to be sent for this final initiation lesson."